making lasagna now. This is a little more detailed. It's going to take a lot longer, but it's really yummy. So the first thing you need to do is mix together some ground beef and some sausage, pork sausage. So you mix that together in the pan and then you cook it up. Now we need to drain the meat. You turn your hot water on and have your colander ready. If you really want to get rid of the grease, you can use a paper towel to wipe that out, which I think I'll do. Then pour the meat in the pan. You can add the other stuff. Okay, the next step is to add the sauce. You need 4 8-ounce cans or 2 16-ounce cans. Just put the sauce in there. 1, 2, 3, 4. Then you put in the 2 cans of tomato paste. So I'm going to need a spoon or a knife. To get the tomato paste in there. Okay, that's 1 can. And here's the second can. And I want to stir that up a little bit. Get that all mixed in, and then you need to add the other seasonings. So let me get that in there. You need 2 teaspoons of sugar. Oh. Okay, 2 teaspoons of sugar coming up. 2 teaspoons of sugar. All right, then you need a teaspoon of Italian seasoning. This is this. Just take the lid off and sprinkle it on. No, I only need 1 teaspoon. So then a teaspoon of salt, which seems like a lot, but it makes a lot, so a teaspoon is okay. Now, if you think that's too much, try a little bit less, half a teaspoon. Then you put in a half a teaspoon of pepper. Half a teaspoon of pepper. And then you need 2 garlic cloves, which a teaspoon is 1 clove of this minced garlic. So I'm going to put in 2 teaspoons of that for 2 garlic cloves is 2 teaspoons. Then we need to mix that all up. Let those seasonings, I want to say melt, but that's not the word I'm looking for. You need to go all through the sauce. So it's supposed to cook for an hour on low. Probably doesn't need quite that long, maybe 30 minutes. But stir it every once in a while, every few minutes, just to make sure it doesn't burn on the bottom. And you want to simmer, so it's going to be on very low, but it's still going to pop and bubble. So a lid would be helpful so it doesn't get all over the stove or the counter or pop up on your shirt. All right, so that's pretty mixed up. While I'm thinking about it, you really need to use the pound of hamburger and a pound of sausage. You want to mix them because that's what gives it really deep flavors. So put the lid on, turn it to low, and let it simmer from 30 minutes to 45 minutes, maybe, to let all those flavors come together. Okay, I'm gonna need some parsley for the lasagna. So here's some fresh parsley, and I'm just gonna chop it into little pieces. Need a really sharp knife, not serrated, for this. Serrated knives are only for like bread, mostly. Maybe steaks, but not for vegetables. Okay, so you cut it like that. And then that's probably about 3 tablespoons, which is what I need. So I'll leave that. Now I'll start mixing together a bowl. I need some, well, first I need 3 eggs. Let's do the eggs. Oops. 3 eggs. And then you need a fork or a whisk. I usually just use a fork, but you can use a whisk if you have one. Stir it up really good like that. Then you need 24 ounces of cottage cheese. And here's the cottage cheese. Small curd. you need ricotta cheese. Stir that up a little. I really probably should be using a spoon now. Now, for the ricotta cheese, I only need half of this. They didn't have an 8 ounce. They only had the 15 ounce. So I just need half of it in this container. That looks like about half. So now I need to mix all this up. Now I'm going to add a half a cup of shredded Parmesan cheese. Mix that in. Okay. Then we add the 3 tablespoons of parsley that we cut up. Mix that in. An interesting fact is that I dropped some when I was cutting it and Zoe ate it. Actually, I read online that parsley is good for dog's breath. So I guess it's okay that she eats weeds that are outside in the grass, so I guess parsley won't hurt her. Okay, I put the water in here so it can start boiling. So I can make the lasagna noodles. So I need to do that, and then we'll mix together all the cheeses and stuff before we put it together. Okay, according to the pasta box, it says bring water to a rapid boil, add salt to reduce stickiness, add pasta, return to a rapid boil, cook uncovered, 10 minutes, so 10 to 12 minutes probably. Okay, so my water's boiling. I'm gonna add my noodles. You need 9 for 1 lasagna. I'm making more because I'm dividing the meat and the cheese mixture into 2 different pans, so I need a few more noodles to have enough noodles for those pans. But the meat and the cheese mixture is all the same. It'll work out fine, trust me. Okay, so I'm gonna get that in there. Then I'll set a timer for 10 minutes or so and check on it. Now I layer the noodles, pulling them right out of the pan of water into this. I'm only putting 2 because I'm making I'm making 2 smaller pans, and so I can freeze one for another time. So I'm going to put these 2 in this other pan. You have to work kind of fast or the noodles can get kind of mushy. But, so there's that. Then I need to put in provolone cheese. Gotta overlap them a little. And then I put in some cottage cheese mix. I think I'll get a cup. Looks like it needs a little more. Okay. Oh, you know what I forgot to do? I forgot to put meat sauce on the bottom of the pan. That's okay. Then I need to put some mozzarella cheese on top of that.
Are you recording?
Yep. Then you put more noodles. Then you put meat sauce, which again, I was supposed to put some on the bottom of the pan and I forgot. So I'm going to put a little bit extra here. Spread it out a little bit. And a little more. Okay. Then you need some more cottage cheese mixture. All of what's left this time. Spread it out. Now here I'm trying to spread it, not necessarily mix it with meat, just kind of spread it on top. It's okay if it gets a little mixed up, but try to spread it so it's a layer. And then there's a little bit more in here. I'm gonna just get out of the cup. And then scrape the bowl a little. Okay, there's that. Now I do a cup of mozzarella on top of that. Just sprinkle it on all over. And then after I do that in this other one, I'm gonna put more noodles, the last noodles, and the rest of the meat sauce on top. Okay, so more noodles. And they're starting to get sticky. And I did put salt, but I'm taking a while because I'm doing two. So there's that. Hot. sure to use tongs. If you overcook your noodles, they're going to rip and fall apart. So follow the time guidelines. When you're cooking them. Okay, here's the last noodle. Oops, sorry. I got 2 extra noodles, so I'm just gonna put it on top. Oh, sorry, I keep hitting the stand. Come here. Trying to get it to move over. And they're slippery. Slippery boogers. And they're hot too. Okay, so there's that. Now I'm gonna put what's left of the meat sauce on top. I'll spread that out in a minute. First I need to put some on here. Sorry, that pan is really heavy. There's the other one. Scraping out all the meat sauce I can. Okay, swing it back over here. Spread this out. I'm gonna cover the noodles so they don't get too dry, especially since I'm not cooking it right away. You can cook it right away, but I'm gonna freeze one of these to cook on a different day. And the other one I'm going to take to Granbury and cook while we're there. So it'll be a couple days before I cook it. Okay. That's pretty good. I think all of the saucy part that I can. All right. Now we top it with more mozzarella. Don't forget, you could wait and put on top when you're cooking it. But I have it now, so I'm just going to go ahead and these actually freezes pretty good, so I'm just going to go ahead and put it on top. Okey-dokey, that used a lot of mozzarella, I think. Glad I had extra. Okay, so there's that. There is my lasagna here, as well as this one. Okay, now I'm gonna put this lid on top. And then put it in the freezer so we can have it in a month or so. And then this one, I'm going to put a lid on it, and I haven't decided yet if I'm going to freeze it to take to Granbury or just put it in the fridge. Probably freeze it. It's more than 3 or 4 days, and then it'll take us 3 or 4 days to eat it all, so I want it to last. Anyway, so after that, I think you put it on 350 and maybe, I forgot how much time. Since I'm using my phone to record, I can't look at the recipe. But you can follow the recipe to figure out how long to cook it.